Hi there, Livia here. In this video, I'm going to show you the 7 things you can do to loosen up your painting. You are going to watch me doing a rose floral painting time-lapse, but I will slow down in a few places to give you some tips on how I bring a painterly approach to my work. Stay tuned. This is a painting I've created recently for a gallery that represents my work, Bryce Gallery. It was inspired by this photo that I took of some roses picked from one of my students' garden in a ranch in a vase. As you can see, I left some stuff out and changed a few things to convey my idea and expression better. So let's get started. During the painting, I will pause it and slow down to give you some tips on things that will make you loosen up. So the first thing is to know the design fundamentals. Knowing the design fundamentals is the basis to feel more confident when interpreting reality with a looser approach. If you are an experienced painter, they are second nature. There are many things to consider here, but the 5 most important are shape, value, color, edges, and center of interest, known as the focal point. These elements are common to all styles from realism to abstraction and provide the foundation for your work, which frees your mind to think about other things. Hold your brush by the tip of the handle. Try not to hold your brush like a pencil. If you hold it like a pencil, you'll be using it like a pencil. Your brush strokes will be too precise and the paint will spread smoothly as you will tend to push the brush harder due to the way you are holding it. Hold your brush by the very tip of the handle. That will keep you from painting small shapes and details. Paint smaller color shapes into bigger shapes. By using the method wet into wet, we can start painting larger color shapes, compressing the amount of values and colors into maybe 3, dark, medium, and light. Then we go back while the paint is still wet and paint smaller color shapes on top of it. So we can vary from cool to warm, slightly darker, slightly lighter, and so on. Stop blending everything and look for opportunities to create lost edges. Don't be willing to blend everything. Sometimes not blending, just like placing the colors and leaving it, or the way you brush wet into wet will create a soft edge where you need it to be. And also you can create lost edges. You can make some edges disappear. That's a way to convey that loose look. That's great for roses as well, especially the ones that are on the, say, on the outside, but not the center of interest. So this the focal point is the one that I have to take longer, is the one that I need more shapes, more colors, more accuracy, but the others will be quite soft. The others will be more like a suggestion of it instead of precision. Use plenty of rich, juicy paint. Don't be afraid to use lots of thick paint when you are painting. I noticed that many students are so afraid of mixing big piles of paint on their palette. You can't get enough color on the canvas and splash it across the surface if you don't load your brush with plenty of paint. That will free your mind and loosen up your approach too. It's fun. Just remember the layering process. If you're thinking about more than one layer in one go, the first layer you go a bit thinner. Then as you build up all the color shapes, usually the smaller shapes, you can go a bit thicker. Forget the details and suggest objects instead of fully describing them. Try to forget the details so that you can focus on the larger parts of your painting. Once the bigger shapes are in place, you can decide whether to add more details or not. By suggesting leaves, petals, and stems, rather than describing every detail of them, we engage the viewer more as we allow them to have a more visually stimulating experience. You provide them with a bit of a mystery, so they will fill in the blanks. In the background, for example, I'm focusing on painting color shapes, flat shapes. Our brains are very smart and can fill in missing details, so you don't necessarily need to put down every single thing. Just take a long look at your subject and try to decide which are the essential bits. Put down these only, and then decide whether you want more or not. Ask yourself, what if? Ask yourself, what happens if I do this? What happens if I change that background color? What happens if I leave the rose out? What happens if I change the shape of that rose? Like I changed the orange rose at the bottom of the painting. What happens if I leave the vase out? So at the beginning I kind of started painting the vase and I didn't like it. I just thought that there were a lot of elements already, so I just got rid of it and replaced with the stems, leaves, and dark shapes. So don't think too much about the changes. Just act and move forward. Don't be afraid of taking risks. And just remember, if you fail, you can always fix it. Once you get better, you feel more confident, and then things will become easier. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and that you can give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.